Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's actually our channel, Serene and Chris. Chris is over on the couch. In part 3 of getting fit at 35, I am sharing with you my second professional training workout with Jonkowalsky. His info is in the description box if you're LA based. I thought it'd be fun to not only show you my workouts, but commentary. Let's do some commentary on my workouts. We did this workout on Friday. I'm filming this on Monday, the commentary portion of it. I had injured myself probably on Thursday morning. I woke up early to edit, and by the time I was done editing that video, I realized I had hurt my back again. It's just a thing. I've come to terms with it, and it's also why I think it's really important to have some professional guidance later on into your fitness journey. I've been doing this for over a year now. Just because as you age, your body ages too. And even though I look young, my body says F you sometimes. I was actually talking to my friends, Brandon and V, like my friend Brandon actually walks a certain way that has affected his knees, which is then affecting his workouts, which is why he's getting injured. And he has to, for the rest of his life, learn to walk straight. It takes him 30% of his brain just to focus on his walking. Things that you learn as you get older because it was a lifelong habit. It's also why it's so important as children that we don't walk crooked, because when you hit 35, you'll take 30% of your brain power to walk straight or slouch or not slouch. And that'd be interesting to give commentary to my workouts, but also I am dealing with a back injury, so I showed up to Kowalski's house and I told him what was going on with my back, and he immediately knew what I was talking about because, you know, he knows what's going on. And he gave me these exercises, which made me feel like a total idiot.
This one's a little easier. You're gonna go 20 of those. It actually feels good because you're stretching out your pecs. What kind of music do we want? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Field goal position. Good. Keep coming up, keep coming up. No. All the way up. So a field goal is like this. Both there. You see how that range of motion? You're compromised even more than me. You want to fire this muscle, and you want your elbows to stay straight and try to get them above your ears with keeping your chin on the flat floor. See that? And eventually, it'll start to get more range of motion. Your just muscles are so used to not being fired that the joint doesn't even go that way anymore. And after this, I'll stretch you here. 3, get it up higher. 4, just for fun, incorporate the butt. 5, yep, but keep the chin on the mat.
So those exercises look
6,
real easy,
yep.
Right?
7,
Surprisingly, they're incredibly hard because I'm working tiny little muscles that should be holding me upright that I have learned or allowed to become underdeveloped and overdevelop this area because I tend to hunch over. Thanks to developing boobs early and wanting to hide them, I slouched. On top of which, I now work at the computer like this and I'm on my phone like this.
Of years of leaning forward a little bit, her shortened muscles are in the front and her elongated muscles, essentially weaker muscles, are in the back. So this is going to stretch out her shortened muscles and help her trap minor fire better.
Okay.
To get her range of motion better.
Those exercises will hopefully help counteract that. I'm supposed to do them 3 times a week. I just came back from the gym, and let me just tell you, I did them today to start my workouts, and it was incredibly hard. So they work, and they might seem silly or weird, but that's what happens when you get to 35 and realize you need to correct stuff. Now I feel like a total asshole doing jazzercise on his kid's trampoline. So I've actually taken trampoline classes where there's like TRX bands and you're jumping to music and things like that with like really loud music, and too many people in a class where it feels like a club and I'm not getting proper form. I actually think you can injure yourself with a lot of these workout classes that are fads and trends if the instructor is not being able to give you hands-on instruction. However, trampoline is actually really effective in boosting up your heart rate, the cardio you need, but it's lower impact on your joints. So it's great for your joints and way less harmful than running on a treadmill, even walking on a treadmill. Sometimes I'll just do the treadmill because it's easier and more accessible, and I actually end up hurting my ankles and my knees or getting shin splints. trampoline, none of that issue, and it actually requires a lot of balance to not fall off of this little thing. So we did that for a little bit. He timed me while I felt like an 80s jazzercise model.
Shake it back and circle.
One of my goals physically is to be able to do an unassisted pull-up. Now, I've never, no matter how fit or strong I've been, to ever been able to do just one unassisted pull-up. Maybe when I was a child, when I was playing on monkey bars, I was able to do it, but not since like actually being an adult. So that's a goal I have. Now, Jonathan actually brought up a good point, which is to do a lot of pull-ups is not necessarily my ideal body type that I want to build, but we are going to build it because it's one of my physical goals. We're not going to overdo it because I don't want to have that triangle shape, which is technically more appealing for men, not so much for women, because I don't want to get broader up here. So we are doing very minimal just to like build up the strength, but we're also going to build up the strength with other exercises that he's going to do that's not going to make me as broad. Now this next series of exercises are focused on the upper body, but it's also engaging my core because of the TRX bands. I showed you guys this last week, but we repeated it this week, and I also repeated it today in my workout. So this is just your typical arm workouts. We're doing push-ups, we're doing chest flies, and then we're doing triceps, and then supermans. So it really engages your core, as well as really having to stabilize your entire body, not just with your core, but with your other smaller muscle groups while working out your arms. And if you move further away from the wall, it becomes easier. Closer to the wall, it becomes harder. So if you guys have TRX bands, I highly encourage you guys to try them out, especially if they're available at your gym or wherever you work out. But if not, they're relatively affordable, and if you have a patio or a backyard, you can install these yourself, and it's a really good investment. I actually have stopped doing my weight training and only been working out with TRX bands, and I would say I've seen such a huge improvement in the type of body shape I want and muscle tone that I want. Wouldn't you say, honey?
Uh-huh.
You'll probably recognize this exercise again from last week. We're switching up some of the same exercises just in different parts of my workout. So these lunging things that I call them basically are boosting my heart rate up again, and I'm also going to be working my legs and my arms because I'm using my arms to help pull me when I go so far down to the ground. This is a great way to boost up your heart rate and do a little bit of cardio and get your heart rate back up, doing compound movements and working multiple muscle groups at once. Unlike last week, we went right into the side lunges, and again, boosting my heart rate. This was actually a lot harder this time because we had just gone from a jumping motion and using the same muscles but keeping them in place, and again using both my legs, my upper body, as well as my core. And when you don't take breaks in between things, it definitely can increase your cardio levels as well. And what I like about using the TRX bands is that I can actually get my weight training, toning, and my cardio all done in 45 minutes to an hour, depending how long you want to work out. If you only have 30 minutes, I mean, anything is better than nothing. But in the past with weight training, I would have to do weight training and then either do jump ropes in between, which was kind of not effective in the space of my gym, or I would have to do my weight training and then go do cardio for an additional 30 to 45 minutes, which elongates my time at the gym, and sometimes you just don't have time for that. TRX, 2 in 1 time. Now here's a new set of exercises for my upper body and my back. we're going to be doing essentially this this thingy with my arms.
What's it called?
This thingy with my arms. And this is probably why I was so sore right here. So this is definitely working my chest, but I was incredibly sore where my wings would be, which was, what? Wings hurt?
Your lats.
My lats. And again, a place that really is underworked in my previous workout routine, and just, even though I was working my back, I wasn't targeting it like the way Jonathan was able to get it. And my back is really weak right now, which explains why I'm constantly injuring it. But this was a great set of exercises for that. It was actually surprisingly hard. I mean, but you'll see me from the side. It looks like I'm not working very hard, but I really am working very hard. Okay, this with the stupid sliders, I felt like such an idiot because the little PVC pipes that he has me using, for whatever reason, anytime he puts me on those pipes, I have such a hard time holding myself up. Whereas if I was just on a ground or on a bench, like, I could hold that all day. But those damn pipes, I feel like I'm gonna fall, and it makes me like shaky. And then these stupid sliders, like, I just look like an idiot. I don't know what I was doing. It was really, really hard. So I'm basically trying to shuffle, and then after shuffling, he wanted me to go like in circles and then around. And I swear this is probably why I couldn't walk the next day. Like, I work my butt a lot. I work my butt hard. I lift 150 pounds on the barbell doing hip thrusts, but these damn sliders and 3 resistance bands, which you're gonna see later, made my side butt and under butt hurt for 2 days. I think it still kind of hurt today, but because I worked out, the lactic acid has moved. You can use paper plates at home. You can use plastic plates or like the lids of your plastic containers, and on the carpet. Ooh, good at home workout. Okay, this next exercise, I would like to just, I wish Chris had gotten Jonathan doing it properly, because I don't know where in his mind did he think I could do this. He wanted me to hold on to these things, these pipes that I don't think can support me to begin with. And he wanted me to pike through, land, do a tricep dip, and then pike back out and do a push-up. This is what I actually did. Something else about this is working with a trainer is he said we're gonna do 10, right? Well, I clearly couldn't do it the right way, so he was like, okay, we'll build up to it, so don't worry about piking back, just walk back and then do the other parts of the exercise. And so I thought, well, maybe if I'm struggling so hard, I won't have to do 10, which, you know, I'm still working out hard, but no, it didn't matter how bad I was struggling on this exercise. It didn't matter if I was even remotely resembling this exercise. As long as I wasn't injuring myself, he was gonna make me do 10. And the next one is also a repeat from last week, where we're doing a full body or full ab workout, and I love this one. I do this on my own as well, and you really do get full abs. Make sure your legs stay at 90 degrees and then lower it to the ground and bring it back up on a bench. By lowering it all the way down on a bench, you definitely are engaging your lower abs, which is one of my trouble areas, and then bringing it back up, again, engaging your lower abs in this position. And I really enjoy it. It's really simple. You can do it on a bench. You could probably do it somewhere at home. It's just making sure you have that leeway to be able to like put your foot all the way down versus doing it on the floor. I feel like when you do it on the floor, you're not getting and engaging as much of your lower abs. These resistance bands. So I normally do this exercise with 1 resistance band. Jonathan gets creative and puts 3 on my legs, and then corrects me by saying to lead with my knees. Not turning my knees out or injuring it, but just leading with my knees versus my foot, which is the typical tendency in this exercise. Just that little correction made doing this exercise 100 times harder and 100 times more effective. And having him constantly remind me to lead with my knee as I got tired, which happened after one set because clearly I'd been doing this exercise wrong and not very effective to work my glutes. It's just incredible. It's again why having someone who knows what they're doing, keeping an eye on you is so valuable. Now we're going back to the bands, and these are the bungee bands. So we're working on my triceps and I'm just pulling down. Triceps are one of my trouble areas on my upper arms. I feel like a lot of us women feel that way, and it's where I tend to carry weight as well as in my thighs. So I'm always happy to work my triceps. However, I hate doing them and I'm struggling. You can see me struggle. Back to raising up my heart rate and working back on my legs. If you notice, Kowalski goes upper body, lower body, and or full body workouts, constantly changing up my workout so that my brain can't get used to, okay, we're just working arms right now. It's also making it my entire body work, and it throws you into a really good place in terms of weight loss and strength. So we're going back to this reach back into kind of this archery thing that I call it in my notebook, raising up my heart rate, using my legs, engaging my abs, also using my arms to pull myself back up. This next exercise is new and I'm not doing it quite right. It looks really awkward actually. So what I'm supposed to do is jumping lunges, which you guys probably have all seen, but while I'm doing the jumping lunges, I'm supposed to do tricep pullbacks with the TRX, which is really awkward because they're not bungee-ish. So like when I pull back, it's not really like allowing me. It was just awkward. It felt weird, but it made my brain think and also engaged all of the muscles, and jumping lunges just suck. I hate jumping lunges. This is also like into an hour of my workout. I'm done. I want to go home, but really burning out the last bit of energy I have. And then finally, we are ending with these like hurdle jumps. So just a lot of burnout. Here we go again, jumping over the weights, kind of like skiers who have to like jump over the mounds. And that's gonna be our last exercise. So I also got a little bit of us getting my breakfast after this, because I like to work out in the mornings on an empty stomach, which allows me to burn more of the reserve that I want to burn off currently, because I am still on a weight loss journey. So this hopefully is burning up all of the excess fat and storage fuel that I have, and then I immediately eat a nice acai bowl, which was delicious. And no, I do not normally eat this many carbs, only immediately after workout if I do it, and it's all fruit carbs versus processed carbs. So we're using this camcorder that I got. It's like super vintage. So we'll see how.
We're so 2000s.
It's not recording. So after that intense workout, I am gonna treat myself, or Chris is gonna buy me a tuba. How is the acai, honey?
Amazing as always.
I don't know how to use this camera. It's like too low tech. So I try not to eat that much sugar, and even though it's fruit sugars, you want to be careful. Fructose is still sugar. Oi! It still spikes your insulin, not as bad, and if you're gonna have sugar, make sure it's fruit and natural whenever possible. But we try not to eat that much sugar.
And you also just did a huge, like, crazy workout, so.
And I did it on a fast. Every time I work out with him, I'm like, am I really this out of shape? And I'm not. You want to see?
Good work today.
Thanks, honey. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video for getting fit at 35 part 3. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see as part of this journey specifically. Like, did you want to see weekly weigh-ins? I don't really want to weigh myself anymore because it actually just causes frustration and disappointment. But what advice or what would you like to see? What follow me along? Do you want to see more what I eat in a days? Just let me know in the comment section, because this is a continuous journey right now and I'm not quite where I want to be, but I'm definitely getting there. And just in the last 2 weeks, by committing to this series as well as personal training sessions, I've definitely seen a huge improvement already from where I was kind of plateaued. So I know a lot of you guys are also on this journey with me, so I hope we can keep each other accountable, motivated, and inspired. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys back here in my next video, which I'm gonna try and upload twice a week here on this channel, and also twice a week over on my main channel. Bye!